Start the clocks. One season might have just ended, but we're already on the countdown to the biggest annual sports event of every year. The 2025 Tour de France was presented today in Paris, and it looks like this. It's a northern start at a traditional finish, back in Paris this time, and that's where our man on the ground was at the presentation, Louis-Pierre Frilot.
It's here in this place, in the Palais des Congrès of Paris. Then a few minutes ago, Christian Prudhomme announced the parcours of the Tour de France 2025. Tour de France will be totally in France, the first time since the last 5 years. Then the Tour de France will be 100% in France. No Italy, no Spain, no Andorra, no Belgium, no, only France.
The first week of the Tour will be very interesting because it's the same and it's completely different from the past because you will have 4 stages that are not for the sprinters, that are for punchers. So it will be very different. We can have many attacks on the first week of the Tour, and then after will be in the mountains, the Massif Central, the Pyrenees and the Alps, with the Ventoux between the Alps and the Pyrenees.
How much have you looked into also having that duel between, we've seen the last, almost 4 or 5 years now. How much have you looked into that in order to get this parcours for 2025?
I hope to have the 2 best riders in the world in the stage races together without any fall, without any injury before the start. It was the case of Jonas Vingegaard last year. This year it was the case of Pogačar the year before. I hope to have them, both of them, just perfect at the start of the Tour.
So we have it right here. The 112th Tour de France will begin in Lille, in northern France. We've known that for a little while, and the opening stage will be around French Flanders. Should be one for the sprinters and an opportunity for them to pull on the yellow jersey. The day after that, it's short, steep climbs. We'll see what happens with that day, and the day after, the organisers will definitely be hoping for a few crosswinds. Then the race heads southwest towards Brittany, stopping in Normandy on the way for a time trial in Caen, the first opportunity to bring out all the tech of the TT equipment. Then the habitually exciting Moor de Bretagne finish returns for the first time in 4 long years. I say long years because it's always entertaining when we have it, and Mathieu van der Poel, more than many, will have very fond memories.
Van der Poel goes again. Oh, look at this. Fabulous.
Week 2 then sees the riders head via the Massif Central all the way to the Pyrenees. There, it's difficult to find just a single headline for you. There's potential front page news on Autocam. Jonas Vingegaard will remember that from when he inflicted defeat on Tadej Pogačar in stunning style a couple of years ago. Then another time trial, this time on stage 13. Those who aren't pretty good against the clock will be hoping for luck. It's a mountain time trial too, finishing all the way up high at Peyragudes. If nostalgia's your thing, then a return to Superbanière will doubtless bring back memories of 1989 and that battle that was won at the end of the whole thing by Greg LeMond. Chris Froome had to run it and won it in the end the last time the race was due to finish at the top of Mont Ventoux. Remember that finished halfway down with the high winds on the day. We have returned since, but not for a stage finish. Wout van Aert climbing to it, descending from it and being mightily impressive doing that. So it's a first Mont Ventoux stage finish for a long time on the Tour. A classic is back before a couple of days later we then head towards the Alps. A big stage including the in-fashion Col de la Loze. That's from the Courchevel side this time, so think Félix Gall rather than Miguel Ángel López. Then a final high mountain finish comes before the end of the day when 2 Olympic cities are connected. Albertville, the host of the 1992 Winter Games, then sends the riders to 2030 with a finish at La Plagne.
After these really hard 2 days in the mountain, the riders will have a last opportunity to win a stage. The stage enters. Of course, we will be really motivated by this stage 20 between Nantua and Pontarlier. Everything can happen, as always. It's always excited to see the stage 20 in the Tour de France because you can have a sprint if the sprinters still have teammates. You also can have a breakaway, and why not a GC battle? But we can expect more a win by a sprinter or by a rider from the breakaway.
A transfer back to Paris and a Champs-Élysées finale. That's after a time trial in Nice in the Paris Olympic year. So we're back in the big city itself for the grand finale this time, and another chance for the sprinters. So that is the route to the 2025 Tour de France. But what about the riders who are going to take it on? Let's get some reaction.
For the sprinters, like you, there are many possibilities, 6 or 7 maybe?
Yeah, I think if you look back, we had a pretty balance. I think I saw 6 or 7, but it's not really pure sprint. Some of them it's for hilly, so that's a nice opportunity for me. But still a long way to think or to prepare yourself.
I'm optimistic. Really cool chances laying ahead of us. So yeah, of course with the start in Nice, where possible yellow jerseys waiting. Yeah, that's a really cool opportunity. Maybe, yeah, a few times in a career you can achieve this, or you have the possibility. So I think it's really cool.
Non, je pense que c'est pour tout type de coureur. La première semaine, elle est quand même très ouverte. Il y a pour sprinter, mais également pour baroudeur. Et je pense que ça va être des très belles étapes à suivre. Et ensuite, on va arriver dans la haute montagne avec des grosses étapes difficiles. Mais c'est vrai que la première semaine sera une étape ouverte pour tous. Et je pense qu'on va avoir de très belles épreuves. Ouais.
Il y en a une que vous avez cochée en particulier, Mur de Bretagne ou quelque chose comme ça?
Ouais, il y en a plusieurs. J'aime bien celle de Vire. Ma belle famille habite là-bas. Je connais très bien les routes. Et c'est une étape qui, sur le papier, montre pas grand-chose. Mais il y a quand même 3005 de dénivelé. Ça monte très difficile. Donc je pense que ça peut être une très belle étape.
Will you have as an objective to defend the green jersey again?
I mean, it's going to be hard for sure. It's going to be hard, but yeah, I try to defend for the jersey, but it's not like this year with the crazy performance. But we never know, you know. I just try to be on my best again.
Now the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift returns to the Alps, looking for another dramatic finale like the one we saw this year.
Vollering makes history at the top of Alpe d'Huez. She takes the stage, and now the clock starts ticking behind. Kasia Niewiadoma saves the yellow jersey.
An extra day, an extra stage for Marion, Rousse, race director, to play with. With a start in the cycling-mad region of Brittany, the first yellow jersey will be decided on one of the most famous finishing slopes in France, the Côte de Cadoual. A day around Finistère is next up before a journey away from the land of the Grand Départ into the centre of France. The hills at the heart of the French hexagon will then be put to very good use by the race, and following that, it's back to the Alps.
Le fait qu'il y ait un jour de plus également, j'imagine c'est une fierté. Ça veut dire que voilà, la compétition prend encore plus d'ampleur. Pas de chrono par contre. Tout ça, c'est des changements voulus.
Non, alors c'est une bonne nouvelle que ce soit une journée supplémentaire parce que il faut quand même se rappeler qu'on est une épreuve très jeune. On n'a que 4 éditions. Ça sera la 4e édition en 2025. Et c'est un très beau message et très fort envoyé de voir la course déjà évoluer aussi rapidement. 9 jours de course, évidemment le tracé il s'agrandit, il s'allonge, donc ça offre plus de possibilités. Cette année, pas de chrono, ce qui avait déjà été le cas lors de la première édition. Et on n'a pour l'instant pas envie de se mettre dans un format où on s'impose des choses chaque année. On a envie de diversifier un petit peu. Cette année, il n'y a pas de chrono, ça ne veut pas dire que l'année prochaine, il n'y en aura pas. Et ça ne veut pas dire qu'on pense à des nouveautés qu'on n'a pas encore fait les autres années. Donc vraiment, on se laisse libre, parce qu'on est encore dans une évolution du cyclisme féminin, on n'est pas encore arrivé là où on voudrait être. Donc on se laisse le temps et cette année, même s'il n'y a pas de chrono, on y reviendra un jour ou l'autre parce que forcément qu'un chrono, ça reste important. Mais là, en partant de Bretagne, on voulait aller à Châtel. Il faut aussi qu'on avance et forcément un chrono, tu restes sur place.
I think it's a good thing to add some day every year. Maybe in some year we can have not 3 weeks, but maybe 2 weeks with one rest day. And for the TT, for me, I prefer for sure. But now we will have also some good specialists, so it's not a problem for our team. But yeah, it's a really nice parcours with a bit of everything, except the TT. But I like it.
A summit finish high up at the Côte de la Madeleine plays to the heritage of the Tour de France, and it could play to the strengths of the likes of Demi Vollering. And what about the rider who beat Vollering to the title at this 2024 Tour? Kasia Niewiadoma will be eyeing more glory on a similar-looking final day. This time, the Joux plan will be climbed before a finish right on the Swiss border in Châtel. So that's it for this week's Gruppetto and the Tour de France presentation. Looking forward, we know that the Giro d'Italia in 2025 will begin in Albania before heading to Puglia and returning to the mainland. The Vuelta will begin in Piemonte and we'll be looking at those races as they're presented. The Giro presentation happens in just a couple of weeks' time. So we'll be returning just a few days after that with the next Gruppetto on the 18th of November to talk to you about the route as we know it then. We expect it to finish in Rome and we'll also start speculating as to who will ride it. That's just before the start of the UCI Track Champions League, so we'll look forward to that as well. And then we'll return after the Champions League with all the inside info. We'll review it on the 9th of December. We also have a Christmas special to bring you on the Gruppetto this year. That'll be on the 23rd. So there's the calendar for the next few weeks. Hope you'll join us then. For now though, from the Tour de France presentation, plenty to digest for you, eh? We'll see you next time. Goodbye.